Welcome, one and all video game aficionados, to the StutterBullet gaming channel. And today we are taking out 3 cars up Pikes Peak. The three Street Spec cars up Pikes Peak. The first car we have is this Chevrolet Camaro RS 1969. It has 416 brake horsepower, 474 foot-pounds of torque, and 2,966 pounds of weight. It seems to be fairly lightweight with a good amount of horsepower for a street spec vehicle. Okay, on to the next car. The next vehicle we have is the 2010 Camaro SS. It has 461 brake horsepower, 473 foot-pounds of torque, and 3,658 pounds of weight. Sorry, coughed a little bit. It doesn't seem to have as much horsepower. No, sorry, it doesn't seem to have as much as of a good horsepower to weight ratio as the older Camaro does. This doesn't seem to have as much more horsepower than it. The torque doesn't really seem much higher. About 50 extra horsepower, which honestly is not a super large amount, but it does have about 600 extra pounds of weight. So, see how that does. On to the next car. The next vehicle we have is the BMW Z4 S-Drive 35IS 2011 Street Edition. It has 412 brake horsepower, 383 foot-pounds of torque, and 3,373 pounds of weight. I have a feeling that this is going to come last. It has much less horsepower than both of them and torque, and it's in between them on the weight. We shall see. I will see you at the track. Welcome to the bottom of the hill, ladies and gentlemen. Here I am with the 1969 Camaro. Let's see how it does. 3, 2, 1, go. I don't know how this is going to do. I hope it does quite well, though. It's a very, very good looking car. Hello, fellow muscle car, I guess you could say. Oh, I'm glad that rain cleared up. I didn't really want that to affect the time. There we go. Very nice through that corner. Very tail spinny through that corner. Hope that Challenger doesn't come back up and give me a little bit of a hassling. That'd be unnecessary. Ooh, way too tail slidey on that corner. I feel like this car is, because it's the lightest, has pretty good amount of horsepower and torque. I feel like it's actually going to be the first place. It did run that first bit into the dry though, and it seems to be having a lot of tail sliding problems. Maybe that's because of me, but I'm not exactly sure. I feel like I'm taking these corners the same way I would take any other car. Yeah, it has tail sliding problems. Not very large tail sliding problems, but it still has tail sliding problems. Yes, a little bit of oversteer there. When I say a little bit, I mean a little bit for the car that we were in. Yes, I feel like this is going to get first, even though it has some of these issues. I'm assuming that the more modern Camaro will not have as many tail sliding issues, but you can never know. It does have more horsepower and more torque. Not by very much. It's only 50 full horsepower. But maybe the way the differential is set up in the Camaro, it could affect it greatly. But I have a feeling that this Camaro this older one is going to beat the newer, supposedly faster version. But you can never be sure. Although it appears that it doesn't really want to downshift, which is slightly annoying. Okay. On to the next car. The next vehicle we have is the 2010 Camaro RS. Let's see how this thing can do. 3, 2, 1, go. I have a feeling that even though this has about 600 pounds more weight than the Camaro, it still does have 50 extra horsepower and more modern equipment, more modern handling parts. Just everything more modern in general. The aerodynamics are more modern, everything's just more modern. I have a feeling that the brakes are going to be better too, because it is the 69 was an older car, although it was Street Spec, so they may just put the same brakes in that as they did in this. I don't know what they put in these. I wish I did. It'd be very helpful if I knew what brand and part they put in these cars. Fortunately not. I have a feeling that this Camaro is actually going along very fast. Maybe a better transmission than the 69. Yeah, stop giggling when I say 69 now, you perverted bucks. But I have a feeling that it should do much better than no, maybe not much better. I have a feeling that it's very close between the 69 Camaro and the 2010 Camaro, which I'm currently driving. It seems to handle well. It doesn't have as many tail sliding issues as this 1969 Camaro. But, yes, braking seems fabulous as usual. In any of the cars on the crew, the braking always seems incredible, because it's a little bit unrealistic, but that doesn't bother me a super large amount. It's not too bad. I love seeing what I can do to these cars also. Yes, it's very fascinating seeing what you can do to these cars. Yes. Very fascinating. Okay. Well, getting around this bend here. Ooh, a lot of understeer there. That did not fare through that well through that corner. There's a lot less grip than I was expecting here to be. Fortunately, I am a good driver and it did not go spinning wildly out of control. Okay. On to the next car. Three, 2, 1. The next vehicle we have is the BMW Z4 Street Edition. I feel like this one's going to be the slowest, but I'm not exactly sure. It's not the lightest, and it's not the fastest either, but we shall see how it does. 3, 2, 1, go. seems to have a very nice launch off the line. It makes a very, very nice noise. Very, very, very nice that is. Ooh, almost drove off the track from being a little bit distracted with something going outside of the earphones. Someone left the door open and I can hear my brother talking. It's very annoying and I'm hoping that you guys can't pick it up. My brother yelling. Yes, but this appears to have very good handling. Not anywhere near as tail sliding, surprisingly, as the two Camaros. Yes, not anywhere near as tail sliding as the two Camaros. Sorry, got distracted again. Ooh, a lot of understeer there. That's going to slow us down. Try to make it a little bit nicer there, that corner. Ooh. Almost at that barrier there, but I think we should be fine. Ooh. Don't get understeer on the outgoing stretch of the corner. That won't be good. Slow you down coming out of the corner. Ooh, birds. Okay, so a little bit of an oversteer there. But, was I constantly saying understeer when I meant oversteer in those back ones? Sorry, I meant oversteer. If I said understeer correctly. When I say understeer, I may not actually mean understeer, I might mean oversteer, and if I say oversteer, like here. A lot of understeer there. Oh my gosh. I even came into that sentence prepared to say understeer and just went oversteer. My brain says oversteer. Oop, a little bit on the corner there. Should be fine. And stop. Oh. Okay. On to the times. The time for the BMW Z4 Street Edition was a 2. Wow. 2:45.37. The most shocking thing is the 2010 Camaro, which I thought would have easily taken second over the Z4, got a 2:54.57, and that took third. The 69 Camaro, which I thought would have easily taken first over the BMW Z4, got a 2:49.14. This Z4 is very, very fast. It has very good handling. It has a very, very nice straight line speed, even though it's lower horsepower and much lower torque than the others. It seems to have the weight in the middle, and maybe its distribution of the weight is very nice, I'm not sure. But, well, it's been a fantabulous time, and I'll see you all on the next one.